Hi, my name's Chris. I'm 36 years old. I have been playing the piano for about 30 years. And recently, a bunch of me and my mates and I decided to get together to write some tunes, and we realised that we wanted to record them, but that we didn't know how to go about recording them. And that's why we're doing the course. Okay, now, this is my studio, such as it is my studio. Okay, you can see it's a pretty simple setup, in which I've got a piano, stage piano, connected to a mixer, an audio interface, and that's connected to my digital audio workstation, also known as a laptop, running Cubase. Now normally when one is thinking about a signal flow through a studio, which is what we're going to talk about today, one starts by thinking about the sound. And the sound is pressure variation in the air, which will get captured by an input transducer, such as this dynamic microphone here. But interestingly, with the keyboard, with the sound, there's no sound directly produced by the keyboard. So there isn't an acoustic pressure variation stage. But it is still a transducer, okay? Because it's taking my digital information, see what I did there? Digital information, and it's turning it into an electrical signal, a low level voltage. Now this outputs a stereo signal, a left and a right channel, which then goes to my audio interface via two standard TS cables. Now those two TS cables come in here, they're plugged into the back of my fantastic little mixer device, the audio interface. And this audio interface is the Zoom R16. It's a fantastic little device. Now the first stage, these preamplifiers here. Now just like when plugging in a microphone cable, you have to be really careful when you're plugging in a keyboard cable as well, because you can still send pops and clicks through the system. So when you plug them in, make sure you've turned the gain settings right down to 0 before you plug them in. And then you want to turn them up to the right kind of level so that the preamplification is correct. And what we're going to do, you want to make sure that you don't, when you signal is coming in, that you don't get any clipping. You want it to be up into the orange but not into the red. So if I hit it as loud as I can, hit the bass, I'm not getting any clipping and the red lights don't come on. So that's the right gain setting. So that's the preamplification stage, which we've amplified these low voltage signals up to the line level used throughout the rest of the system. Now this device can come in three modes. It can be used firstly as a straightforward mixer, which is I can change the relative volume of all 8 of my input channels, and that will get mixed to a signal which will be sent to my amplifier, which is underneath the map there, going over to my transducers, my output transducers or my speakers. So that's mode 1, just a straightforward mixer, and that's really useful for gigs and live performances and so on and so forth. Mode 2, it has built into it an analog to digital converter which can record sound. Well, it samples the input signals separately on each channel and saves them as individual digital WAV files on the local SD card, which is here, about 2 gigabytes of storage capacity. And I can sort of flick forward through the recordings and through this simple interface. Now in the third configuration, which I've got here, I'm just going to turn the monitor off. The third configuration which I've got here is via USB, which goes directly into Cubase. And what happens in Cubase is quite straightforward. The first thing I have to do is to tell Cubase, and go up to the device manager, select VST connections, and I have to tell Cubase how many inputs I've got. In this case 8, 1 for each input channel, and 3 and 4 I've got bundled as a stereo signal for my piano. Okay, so 8 inputs and I've got 2 outputs. And now in Cubase, if I want to add a new track, I can add a new track very quickly. Add a track, audio. Let's say I wanted to add a new piano track, audio 3. I now can come to this simple menu here and I can choose which of those 8 inputs I have for that track, and I choose the output from those two outputs. There's only one stereo out. So now I've made that connection between the inputs here, the track up here, and the output stereo going to my amplifier. And that shows you the information flow, the signal flow in my home studio, from keyboard to preamp to sampling to digital to the mixing DAW and back out to the digital to analog converter, which is also built into here, which gets sent then to my main amplifier and the output speakers. Thanks for listening.